Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the IS-3-II. It's a Tier 9 Soviet double-barrel heavy tank, and this one's located on the north spawn of Pearl River under the command of Jamie2006. Now, this battle was first sent to me a year ago actually. I should have got around to doing it then, but I think there were new clients that came out at the same time, and obviously we had to follow those. It's a double-barreled tank with 122mm guns capable of doing 390 alpha, penetrating 243 with standard rounds, and with the premium rounds 292. As you know, the guns can be fired together or sequentially or consecutively. It all depends on how you aim them and which buttons you press. Okay, first target, an AMX 5100. He's lining up for a double shot. And oh, look at that, 783 hit points. And he bounced the round that came from the AMX. And the kill shot was taken by the guard. Okay, Jamie's squeezing through. Looks like an enemy tank managed to make his way into the village. Well, he took a round in the engine bay there from the IS-6B. And there is an enemy tank in there already. It's a Wizzy-120. Unfortunately, the gun depression on this tank's not that great. It's only 8 degrees, which makes it very difficult to try and get shots on target. But he did get the first round in. Now he can let that reload and then fire when ready, or fire the next one. Of course, that does take longer to reload. He's doing the 1x1. It's a much faster fire rate if you do it that way, but he took a round in the rear. The Wizzy-120's decided he has to get out of there, and he takes one round in his rear, which tracks him. Now he could fire another round and get some damage. He wouldn't kill that tank. He'll only get one more shot, and now it's a Progetto there, so he puts the round in the Progetto, and we just lost our driver. But at least the Wizzy-120 was taken out by the guard, so the guard's taken 2 kills, which Jamie has served up to him as easy one-shots. Okay, we can't see any enemy tanks on the route leading up. There's a IS-6B Type 61 on that trail. Going to have to come out, but remember that Progetto's there, so he'll probably sit on the corner first to see who's there. No, the Progetto's pulled back. He's somewhere else. In fact, I think they're over on the east side of the map. Okay, so he's going to push on this corner, and there's the IS-6B. Remember, he's got a 122mm gun as well. Takes a round through the cupola, which of course is one of the weak spots on the IS-6B. It's got a flat turret like an Defender, but it's actually fairly weak on that cupola. He's going for a double. He only gets the one though. He tried to go for a double. Now he's got to reload both shells and defend himself all the time in the meanwhile. And the best way to do that in this game is actually to use your barrels to block the enemy, and he fires his first round that's already into the IS-6B and he's out the game. Okay, here's the Progetto that ran away. Again, he's lost his driver again. Not good, but he could fire a round in. Yes, he does. But now he's got to reload both, so he's going defensive. And his teammate's coming up to put some rounds into the Progetto instead. He's a one-shot. He's got a round ready. This is for the kill. And yes, he gets it. But he does take a 90mm round from the Progetto, which is not welcome, because now he is down to a one-shot for the enemy. So he has to be careful from now on. Although he does have 2 kills. He should let the Udes go first, and he does. That's good. Now he can take care of that GW Tiger P, and he gets him. That's 3 kills, but he was seen by the Hawk, who fired one in our direction but bounced it off, so he hit the wrong part of the armor. Okay, we've got 2 shots ready for the Hawk if he comes out. I don't think he will, but there's a Borsig round the corner to our right. I think he's waiting there for the Hawk to reappear, and he'll probably try and use the cover. There he is. Takes 1 round, 369. We've got 20% of the enemy hit pool. Will he come out that end? No, he's And that will help us because he'll reload. And then we'll have 2 rounds available for him. He's trying to side scrape. How sweet. Yes, he took a round because he did that. That's a very bad decision. The Hawk's got very thin armor. And he kills the Hawk. So he's got another kill. Now he's up to 4. Now the Borsig was round here. But instead he sees the IS-3-II on the enemy team. He's got 1 round loaded. He hits him in the tracks. But he doesn't do any damage other than the tracks. The enemy Borsig has been killed, so he's going for his next shot. Again, he hits him in the tracks. Well, he will pick up damage assist, at least. Even if he's not going to get any actual damage, it's such a long-range shot. That one went into the engine bay, and there's the kill shot from the guard. So the guard actually killed 3 tanks, which Jamie hit first. And that is the end of the game. Well, that's the end of the first battle, and that was an ace tanker. Not just any ace tanker, it's his first ace tanker in the IS-3-II. And you can see this battle took place on the 12th of December 2020. He got a fire for effect out of that one, a fighter badge, a duelist, a bruiser. He also picked up a Spartan, and he got that the moment the Hawk fired at him and bounced off his side because he had less than 10% of his hit points at that time, and he got a ricochet. And he also got a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a steel wall for blocking the most damage in the game and surviving the battle. So, and his win rate from that battle was 9,546, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he's definitely scored the highest damage. Look at that, 5,557. The next highest scorer was only 2,794, and that was the Object 430 on his own team. And the third highest damage was the IS-3-II on the enemy team with 2,118. When it came to kills, he had the highest number, but he actually shared it with the guard, who actually was the recipient of a lot of kill steals, courtesy of Jamie. Jamie would have had a much higher score if he'd got killed the tanks that he badly damaged. The guard picked up a Levislaeus medal for all of his trouble, and we can see that he picked up 4 kills as well. And the next high scorers after that was Standard B, the Bisonte C45, the IS-3-II on the enemy team, and their Type 61. When it came to base XP, there was only 2 players in it, really. It was Jamie in his IS-3-II, and he got 1,358. The second highest was Bisonte C45, who got 1,015. Jamie fired 19 rounds, 19 direct hits and 16 penetrations. Good accuracy, but not all the shells actually did the job. 5,557 hit points of damage, of which 568 were at more than 300 meters. Yes, most of the shots at long range actually were the ones that didn't do any pen. They actually just damaged the critical, the tracks on that IS-3-II at long range. So he would have scored more damage, but for the fact that those shells wandered and hit the tracks. 12 hits received from the enemy, only 6 of which penetrated, 6 non-penetrations, and no hits from splash. 1,450 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 2 enemy vehicles spotted, 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, 319 hit points of damage assistance. He earned 90,475 credits total profit from that game, and he also got a profit of 14,259 XP. So he's obviously got the hang of the IS-3-II. Now he's got his first ace tanker. So let's have a look at another battle that was actually took place just 2 hours after this one. Well, here's the second replay, and it's already started. And it looks like Jamie hasn't loaded into the game yet. He's probably distracted. His barrels have dropped. But he is in the game. Now, it's not a very heavy tank, or not a very fast heavy tank, that is, I should say. Its maximum speed is only 38 kilometers an hour. It does have a reasonable DPM though, 2,300 hit points per minute. So it's actually quite a good fighter in terms of dealing out the damage. The reload time is 10 seconds for either gun. As you can see there, that's by the book. But let's see how he gets on. First round goes into a T30, gets a nice little hit going for the second shot. The T30 was aiming for a shot on him, but he was out the game before he could even fire. Oh, and the Arty says hello. That was an M53, M55 getting a direct hit on 435, but it was a non-penetrating shot, so he didn't suffer any more damage, and he's going into the factory, which should give him some protection, but not a lot from that Arty. We know where he is though. He's in the trench. Very difficult to hit an Arty in there, but you see he can move about. Puts a shell into the component of the M46 pattern, and he bounces around from the 430. Now if he did move up, oh, he should move up because one of his teammates has actually gone up. An ELC Evan 90 has gone into the rear, and I think he's going for that Arty. Yep, he's found him. Our Arty will be aiming in that direction. Oh, he got a fire on the 430. He put one into the rear of the vehicle as he was retreating to try and get that ELC. The ELC was killed by our M50 or their M53, M55 with a shotgun. But yeah, that 430 pulled back to try and help. And in doing so, he's actually given away the position. But unfortunately, we just took a round from the M46, who's jockeying about to try and avoid another shot. But he actually gets hit again in the same spot. Look at those holes. Misses with that one though. So now he's got to reload. Okay, bounced another round from the IS-3. And another one from the pattern. I think they're having difficulty trying to get shots on the cupolas. Pulling back, go for the roof, that's the easiest. Yes, he gets it straight through the thin upper, the roof of the turret. In fact, actually that one's lined up for the cupola, just didn't hit, but it tore through the roof, no problem at all, overmatched it. Going for the M46, doesn't get it. Has he got another round available? He will in a second, but the M46 bounces his 90mm in the rear, in the meantime rather. Okay. Pulling back just for a moment, let the shells reload because he's only got one in the chamber. Jingles actually wondered how it would take so long for these shells to reload. I actually worked it out myself, and basically because it's a double barrel gun, oh, he's going for the double and he only gets one. Yes, I worked it out myself. You see, if the barrels are on either side, the problem is that they have to pull out a separate charge to the projectile. So the projectile goes into the breech first, and then the charge goes in afterwards. And the person responsible for actually doing it on either side is the loader for that specific side. So when he actually has to put the shell in, it's the other loader who's actually getting out the charge. And so the first loader on the side that's actually loading, he puts the shell in first, then the loader pulls out the charge, hands the charge to him, and he pushes that one into the breech. Meanwhile, when they do it the opposite way round, oh, he's going for a double, and he gets it this time. That M46 is now a one-shot. So when they do it in reverse, the loader then, instead of actually putting the shell in, his job is to get out the charge instead and load that. So he then hands that to the loader on the other side, and he puts that one in, and that's why it takes longer. Oh, another hit on the pattern, and this time he is out the game. And we get to see the M53, M55, and he's about to die. Double shot. Oh, but only one of them hit. That was unfortunate. He tried to get a double-barreled hit on the M53, but he only got one. So now they're having to load each shell sequentially. Now there's the IS-3 just around the corner. Hello, Mr. IS-3. Well, that one didn't even hit, but we did take a shot from him. It was a high roll for 402. I think sit here for the moment because you've got a target over there. Oh, he tried to track the SD1. Didn't get it. Still in this corner for the moment. Let the shells go in. The SD2's gone. SD1's gone down rather. But that IS-3 is still there and he's still stopping our guys from progressing. And in fact, actually, the enemy has made it to our cap area now. And that IS-3 knows he can get a free shot on the rear. So we've got to pull back. Now, trouble is, we're risking taking a shot in the side from the IS-3. Go across this gap. Also risking a shot, an artillery shot, coming in from the M53. The IS-3's gone, which means now we can deal with the 4502, who's just through this door. He's a one-shot. Okay, Capona. He's gone. That's the third kill. Jamie needs to respond to the cap. They've got two in the cap now. It's going to take the short route through the factory because he can deal with the P-44 Pantera at the same time. And in fact, been joined by the Scorpion G, who's probably going to get to the cap before we do. Pantera's gone. So this is to get a reset. Need the next... oh, no, he's abandoning it. He doesn't need to because enough people have come back. So he's going to go after the enemy IS-3-II and their M53, M55. Yeah, when you get too many tanks to respond to a cap, it can sometimes be a bit of a drawback. You all turn up at the same spot and it's all over. Okay, he's going to go for a double. Back of the turret, but only one shell actually hit the target. I don't know where the other one went. He should have got both in. But I think he's going to put one in straight away. No, he's waiting for two. He wants a two. I think that guy is AFK. Here he goes. Oh, he fired sequentially. He didn't do a double. He could fire another one right now. He might get a high roll. Let's go for a double. And this time round, it does connect. And both shells go in, and he gets a hit. Took a round from the Ferdinand. And he's lost his commander. Oh, and he lost the driver as well. So I think he's going to put a round into the Ferdinand, and he gets that killed, so that's 5. If he can kill the M53, and he can't because his teammate in the GW Tiger does, and so that game is over, but he did get 20% of the enemy hit pool. Well, here's the end of battle stats, and that was another ace tanker game from Jamie2006 in the IS-3-II, and again, as I said, that battle took place just a few hours, a couple of hours after the last battle where he got his first ace tanker. In this one, he managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 5. He got a sharpshooter badge, a shell proof, a duelist, a fire for effect, and he got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 10. And yes, in this one, he did pick up the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. At least 20% of the enemy hit pool. And look at that win rate again, 9,543, which is a Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, yep, he cleaned that one up. 6,256 hit points of damage. The next highest scorer only had half the number of hit points he did, and that was the Brask, and he got a Leather Slaves medal and 3,034 hit points. And the third highest damage in the game was the GW Tiger on our team with 2,591. If he hadn't hit that enemy M53, M55, actually, I think Jamie would have picked up a Top Gun as well. When it came to kills, he did get 5 kills, 1/3 of the enemy team. 3 kills, oh actually 4 kills went to the enemy Progetto, and he picked up a Leather Slaves as well. And 3 kills went to the Brask and the GW Tiger. When it came to base XP, he's got that one as well. So he's got the top in all three columns in this game. 1,424 to Jamie, 1,086 to the Brask, and those were the only two players to get over 1,000, with the next highest player only being the IS-3-II with 852. He fired 26 rounds this time, but only 20 hit, 18 penetrations. So some of his shells did go astray. In fact, you did see that shell where he fired the double shot at the rear of the IS-3-II, and that definitely should have gone through the rear of the turret. But for some reason, one of the shells just went walkies. He was off wandering around. I wonder if that shell's still flying. 6,256 hit points of damage, of which 685 were at more than 300 meters. 10 hits received from the enemy, only 2 of which actually penetrated, 7 non-penetrations, and 2 hits by way of splash damage, with 1,890 hit points of damage blocked by armor. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 5, and did 65 hit points of damage assistance. In this battle, he earned a profit of 97,462 credits. He got 25 bonds for an achievement award, and he also picked up 14,952 XP, so his crew is definitely improving all the time. Now, as I said, these battles took place in 2020, so it's been a long time. They've been sitting in my list to do. In fact, I have nearly 2,000 battles that I'm still waiting to do. I do get around to them eventually, and Jamie sent me quite a few good ones recently, which is why I've picked out all the ones that he had in the past, which we hadn't got around to doing. But yes, I think you'll say that Jamie actually does have the hang of the IS-3-II now, and I wonder if he's got the ST2. Probably does. If you enjoyed those replays, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And of course, please do remember we've got a second channel called The General, where you can watch great replays without having to listen to me prattling on in the background. Thanks for watching.